Imagine holding in your hands the power to unlock a secret so profound, so electrifying. It was whispered to have been buried by history itself, a forgotten fragment of genius attributed to the legendary Nikola Tesla. Picture this: a device capable of harnessing the invisible waves that constantly swirl around us, transforming them into crystal clear television signals using nothing more than everyday items gathering dust in your home. This isn't science fiction, this is raw, accessible power, a testament to human ingenuity lying dormant, waiting for you to awaken it. Today we shatter the illusion that advanced technology requires deep pockets or corporate backing. We plunge headfirst into the mesmerizing, often terrifyingly simple world of electromagnetic experimentation, resurrecting a project so shockingly effective, so devastatingly cheap, it feels almost illegal. Forget everything you thought you knew about antennas and signal reception. What you're about to witness will tear down those mental barriers, leaving you breathless and utterly empowered. This journey isn't just about building a device. It's about reclaiming control, tapping into the fundamental forces of our universe with your own two hands. The implications are staggering, the potential earth-shattering. Are you ready to step into the unknown and build something truly revolutionary? The foundation of this jaw-dropping, mind-altering invention rests on astonishingly humble components. Items so commonplace, you'll be stunned by their latent potential. First, secure a gleaming stainless steel sieve. Yes, a simple kitchen colander. This unassuming object becomes the bedrock, the structural heart of our energy harnessing marvel. Next, the soul of the device, a magnetic magnet of truly respectable dimensions, specifically 102 millimeters by 56 millimeters by 4 millimeters. Feel its powerful pull, a tangible connection to the invisible fields we seek to command. Then, the vital lifeline, enameled copper wire, the solderable type rigorously tested to withstand scorching temperatures up to a blistering 155 degrees Celsius. Recognize this wire? It's the unsung hero inside the transformers humming in your gadgets, the motors powering your world, the ignition coils firing engines, and the delicate circuits of Arduino projects. For this universe-bending experiment, a mere meter of this wire is your golden thread to the ether. Gathering these materials is the first electrifying step towards liberation from expensive proprietary technology. The sheer simplicity is almost offensive to the giants who profit from complexity. As you collect these items, feel the thrill of the hunt, the growing anticipation of what's to come. This is where your transformation begins, moving from passive consumer to empowered creator. Share your location in the comments below, city and country, right now. Witnessing how this knowledge ignites sparks across the globe, connecting a fearless community of experimenters from bustling metropolises to remote villages, is profoundly moving. Your participation isn't just data, it's fuel for this revolution, proving the unstoppable power of shared, open knowledge against the gatekeepers of technology. Let the world see how far this ripple of empowerment travels. Tell us where you are. With materials in hand, the visceral act of creation begins. The first critical pulse-quickening step is forging an unbreakable bond between the magnet and the stainless steel rim of the sieve. This isn't just sticking, it's a fusion, a marriage of metal and magnetic force. Arm yourself with a hot glue gun. Apply the molten adhesive generously, almost lavishly, onto the magnet's base. This isn't the time for timidity. Press the magnet firmly, decisively, against the sieve's rim, focusing intently on perfect centering. Aligning it meticulously with the sieve's diameter is non-negotiable. Hold that pressure, feel the heat dissipate, the glue solidify. That moment of cooling isn't passive waiting, it's the birth of structural integrity, the creation of a bond that must withstand unseen vibrational forces and electromagnetic stresses. This firm, lasting hold is the bedrock upon which everything else depends. A weak joint here spells catastrophic failure later. Witness the magnet, once inert, now irrevocably part of the conductive matrix. The transformation has truly started. Feel the weight of responsibility? This simple act is alchemy, turning the ordinary into the foundation of the extraordinary. That satisfying click in your mind? That's the sound of old limitations breaking. Now, Channel meticulous focus onto the enameled copper wire. This is where raw potential begins its dance into structured energy. Take one end and initiate the careful, almost meditative process of wrapping it around the combined structure of the sieve and its newly attached magnetic powerhouse. Imagine you are weaving a spell, binding energy itself. The action echoes tying a secure knot, but infinitely more profound. Guide the wire with deliberate precision through the sieve's inherent gaps. Those small apertures become your guideposts. Execute firm, confident turns, applying consistent pressure, but beware the seduction of excessive force. Too much zeal risks deforming the delicate wire or warping the sieve's structure, introducing flaws that could cripple performance. This is a ballet of tension and geometry. Uniformity is your sacred mantra. Ensure each turn sits perfectly aligned with its neighbor, creating a beautifully organized, evenly distributed coil enveloping both the metal ring and the magnet's surface. Strive for at least 10 immaculate turns, covering roughly half the circumference. This isn't just wrapping, it's constructing the primary pathway for captured energy, establishing stable electrical conduction, and dramatically amplifying the device's terrifying efficiency. Feel the wire bite into the metal, see the pattern emerge. This is the physical manifestation of harnessing unseen power. Every perfect loop is a victory against chaos. The symmetry of energy demands balance. Now, journey to the opposite half of the sieve, the counterpoint to your first winding. Repeat the sacred wrapping ritual with unwavering attention. Guide the copper wire through the waiting gaps, mirroring the initial process with the reverence of a practiced ritual. Maintain that crucial, unwavering tension, constant, firm, controlled. Visualize the energy flow, requiring this perfect symmetry. Each coil must sit flush, a soldier in formation, aligned, firm, and breathtakingly organized. Overlapping turns create chaotic short circuits. Gaps become deserts where signal dies. Neither is tolerable. Precision here isn't optional. It's the razor's edge between roaring success and utter silence. As you complete this second phase, step back. Behold the structure. Approximately 21 turns of gleaming copper now embrace the magnet and sieve, forming a distinct, purpose-built coil, a conductor sculpted by your own hands. This is no longer just wire. It's a meticulously crafted energy funnel, a silent scream into the electromagnetic spectrum. The raw potential hums almost audibly beneath your fingertips. The physical form is complete, but the connection awaits awakening. The latent power within the coil remains locked behind its insulating enamel shield. Liberation requires fire. Prepare your lighter or soldering iron, tools of transformation. Apply heat directly, intensely, to the very ends of the enameled wire. Watch as the protective coating surrenders, melting and burning away in tiny wisps of smoke, revealing the brilliant, conductive copper core beneath. This act is more than preparation. It's a purification ritual, stripping away the barrier to allow pure electrical energy to flow freely. That exposed copper is your gateway, the critical contact point where the captured whispers of the universe will surge into your system. Ensure this stripping is thorough, clean, and complete. A poorly prepared end is a betrayal of the entire structure, a single point of failure that could render every preceding step meaningless. Feel the heat, smell the change. This is the moment the device transitions from inert object to potential conduit. That gleaming copper tip is now hungry for connection, ready to channel the invisible torrent. The stage is set for the next explosive leap. Prepare to interface with the unseen world. The next heart-pounding phase integrates a telescopic antenna, the sentinel reaching out to pluck signals from the chaotic ether. Source 1 from an old, discarded portable radio, its previous life forgotten, its potential reborn. Unscrew its base with deliberate care, separating this elegant, extendable probe from its outdated host. This antenna isn't just metal, it's a finely tuned instrument, designed by engineers to resonate with specific frequencies. A ghost of its past purpose now resurrected for your revolutionary device. Its innate signal reception capability is about to be amplified, supercharged by the magnetic and conductive core you've forged. Alongside the antenna, salvage a coaxial connector, the vital bridge, Arm yourself with coarse wet sandpaper, grit 60, 80, or 100. Attack one end of the connector with focused abrasion. Sand relentlessly. Wear down the outer layers until you expose the precious central metallic core, the essential lifeline for uninterrupted electrical continuity. This core is the golden highway your captured signals must travel. Exposing it is an act of revelation, uncovering the hidden pathway within the mundane connector. Feel the grit. See the metal emerge. You are literally forging the connection point to infinity. If this process ignites even a spark of understanding, a flicker of awe at the principle's unfolding, seize that moment. Smash the like button with the force of your newfound understanding. This tangible support isn't vanity. It's the lifeblood that allows the sharing of this dangerous, liberating knowledge. It tells the algorithm gods this matters, that empowering individuals to build, not just buy, is a revolution worth fighting for. Your like is a digital battle cry for open knowledge. Do it now. The marriage of antenna and connector demands a bond forged in molten metal. Carefully position the base of the salvaged telescopic antenna onto the freshly sanded end of the coaxial connector where the central core gleams exposed. This alignment is critical. A misstep here cripples the entire system. Prepare for the permanent fusion. Apply solder flux generously to the contact zone. This chemical ally ensures the molten tin will flow like water, creating a bond not just strong, but pure, stable, and terrifyingly efficient. Heat your soldering iron until it glows with purpose. Touch it to the junction, then introduce the solder. Witness the molten tin surge, wicking into the joint, embracing both antenna base and connector core in a shimmering silver embrace. This isn't just joining metal, it's creating a seamless highway for electromagnetic energy. The resulting connection must be solid, flawless, a monument to craftsmanship. Feel the heat radiate, see the solder flow and solidify. This is the birth of your device's voice, its ability to scream its presence into the spectrum and hear the whispers of distant transmissions. A weak joint here is a death rattle for your signal. Ensure perfection. Return now to the stainless steel sieve, now transformed by the magnet and its elegant copper coil winding. Identify the precise center of its bowl, the focal point, the bullseye. This location is sacred ground for optimal signal integration. Arm your drill with a stepped bit, a tool designed for controlled expansion. Initiate the bore, drill carefully, progressively widening the hole until its diameter perfectly matches that of your prepared coaxial connector. This hole is far more than an aperture. It's the portal, the dedicated mounting point, where the connector, and thus the newly fused antenna itself, will be anchored directly to the heart of your conductive structure. Precision is paramount. A misaligned or oversized hole introduces instability, a fatal flaw compromising the device's structural integrity and electromagnetic harmony. Feel the bit bite, hear the metal yield. You are physically integrating the external probe with the internal energy core. This step bridges the macro and the micro, the reaching antenna and the harnessing coil. The signal's journey requires a conduit, the coaxial cable. Set aside approximately 2 meters of quality coaxial cable, sufficient length for practical placement, offering flexibility without becoming a tangled nightmare. This cable is the shielded nerve, the protected path your precious captured signals will traverse. At both ends, wield your cutting tool, wire strippers or a sharp blade wielded with surgical care, to begin the meticulous preparation. First, slice through the tough outer protective jacket. Peel it back to reveal the underlying shield, a braided or foil metallic layer, your first line of defense against the cacophony of electromagnetic noise polluting our environment. Preserve roughly 3 centimeters of this shield exposed. It's essential for establishing a robust ground connection later. Beneath this metallic guardian lies the dielectric insulator, a crucial barrier of plastic foam. Its role is sacred, preventing the sacred signal-carrying inner conductor from touching the shield and causing a catastrophic short circuit, which would annihilate your signal in an instant. Carefully remove just enough dielectric to expose the gleaming central copper core conductor at each tip. This core is the precious lifeline, the pristine path your television signal dreams will travel. Repeat this exacting process with unwavering attention on both cable ends. Every millimeter of exposed conductor, every preserved strand of shield, is a critical factor in the devastating clarity of your final result. Remember, the 2-meter length is a guide, not a prison. Adapt it ruthlessly, 1 meter, even less, to conquer your specific spatial battlefield. Practicality reigns supreme. See the layers revealed, the tough skin, the metallic armor, the insulating barrier, and finally, the gleaming core. You are dissecting the cable's soul, preparing it for its vital role. The moment of convergence has arrived. Take the prepared end of the enameled copper wire that's so intimately coiled around your Sieve magnet core. This wire is the direct tap into the energy harnessed by your coil. Locate the point on the coaxial connector where it was joined to the antenna base during the soldering step. This junction is now your solder target. Apply flux. Heat your soldering iron. Bring the bared end of the coil wire into contact with this critical junction point. Deposit solder with focused intent, creating a robust, gleaming bead that irrevocably fuses the coil to the antenna connector assembly. This solder joint is the final critical synapse. It's where the captured electromagnetic energy, gathered by the coil and funneled by the sieve magnet structure, transfers onto the central signal path of the coaxial system. A cold joint, a weak connection here, is betrayal. It strangles the signal before it even begins its journey. Ensure this bond is monumental, a gleaming monument to conductivity. Feel the energy pathway snap into existence beneath your iron. The circuit nears completion. Structural integrity demands absolute lockdown. Carefully position a metal washer over the coaxial connector body, followed by a nut on the underside of the sieve where the connector protrudes through the drilled hole. This is the mechanical anchor. Grip your pliers. Begin tightening the nut with increasing deliberate force. Feel the resistance build as metal bites into metal. Continue tightening until the nut seats immovably against the sieve's surface, clamping the connector with unyielding pressure. There must be zero play, zero wobble. Any looseness here translates into micro vibrations that can fracture solder joints over time and introduce maddening signal instability, the dreaded flicker and fade. This is brute force in service of flawless function. Apply a final, crucial dab of solder. Identify a strategic point on the stainless steel sieve itself. Solder the other free end of the remaining enameled copper wire, the one not connected to the connector, directly to this point on the sieve's body. This action bonds the entire conductive structure, sieve, magnet, and coil, into a unified electrical entity, establishing a solid ground plane. This ground is the silent foundation, the reference point against which the signal voltage dances. Neglecting this ground is like building a castle on sand. It invites noise and ensures failure. See the structure solidify, electrically and mechanically. The core is complete, radiating latent power. Your creation needs a throne, a stable base. Procure a simple piece of wood. With a saw, carve a central slit or groove deep and wide enough to securely cradle the handle of your stainless steel sieve assembly. This wood is more than a stand. It's the insulator, the platform separating your energetic device from ground interference and providing physical stability. Insert the sieve's handle firmly into this wooden groove, positioning the entire assembly vertically with the sieve bowl and antenna proudly pointing skyward, the optimal stance for reaching out to the cosmos. Now, unleash the hot glue gun once more. Apply a truly generous, almost excessive bead of molten adhesive around the base of the handle where it meets the wood. This isn't just sticking, it's creating a monolith. Press down decisively while the glue is still molten, ensuring it flows into every crevice, forming a bond that laughs at gravity and vibration. Hold it steady as the glue cools and hardens into an unbreakable embrace. This step is non-negotiable. The magnet possesses significant mass, a constant lurking force threatening to topple your creation if the base falters. A weak bond guarantees a heartbreaking crash. Feel the glue set, locking the structure into immovable permanence. The device stands ready, a monument to your effort. The final physical connections beckon. Take the free end of your prepared coaxial cable. Connect it firmly, decisively to the antenna input port on the back of your television set. Feel the connector click home, securing the signal path from your creation to the screen. This is the digital umbilical cord. To prevent accidental tugs from severing this lifeline, secure the coaxial cable near its connected end to your sturdy wooden base. Create a gentle, smooth bend in the cable using pliers, a stress-relieving curve. Then, anchor it using a robust clamp, fastened securely with 2 screws, driven powerfully into the wood using your drill. This isn't paranoia, it's essential cable management, preventing strain and ensuring longevity. See the entire assembly, the wooden base, the vertical sieve core crowned by its antenna, the cable snaking securely to your TV. It's a bizarre, beautiful testament to function over form. Now, extend the telescopic antenna. Pull its sections out smoothly, confidently, almost to their maximum length. Feel it grow, reaching further into the invisible ocean of signals. This extension dramatically expands its capture area, its ability to gather the distant whispers you seek. The physical build is complete. Stand back, survey your handiwork. It's raw, it's unconventional, but it vibrates with potential. The leap of faith comes next. The moment of electrifying truth has arrived. Power on your television. Navigate to its menu. Find the channel setup or tuning section. Initiate a search for digital terrestrial channels. This is where skepticism meets reality. Hold your breath. Watch the screen. Prepare for the absolutely staggering, mind-blowing reveal. One by one, channels begin to populate the list. Crystal clear digital pictures burst onto the screen, accompanied by sharp, unambiguous sound. Local networks, news, sports, entertainment. A vast array of free, over-the-air content floods in. Delivered not by a costly satellite dish or a monthly cable subscription, but by your own hands using repurposed junk and profound principle. The image quality is often razor-sharp, the sound pristine. The sheer number of channels captured will leave you reeling. It feels impossible, illegal even. This isn't just reception, it's a revelation. You've built a portal to free information using scraps and science. The feeling is indescribable, a potent cocktail of triumph, awe, and defiance. Witnessing it work flawlessly is a seismic shock to the system, shattering preconceived notions about cost and complexity. This is raw, democratized technology. It works. It works devastatingly well. If this demonstration of terrifyingly accessible power hasn't ignited a fire within you, what will? If you're passively watching, now is the explosive moment to join the vanguard. Smash that subscribe button with the force of your newfound understanding. Don't just watch, become part of the movement. Subscribing is your direct line to the bleeding edge, the newest forbidden experiments, the latest earth-shattering hacks, the deepest dives into forgotten technologies that empower you. Every click tells the platform this knowledge is vital, pushing it further into the light, reaching more minds hungry for liberation. Staying updated isn't passive consumption, it's active arming. You gain immediate access to a torrent of exclusive content, meticulously crafted tutorials, and world-shattering tips designed to systematically dismantle your dependence on opaque, overpriced systems. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate. The next video could reveal the secret to unlocking another dimension of free energy or communication. Click subscribe now. Embed yourself in this thriving community of creators and revolutionaries. Your support is the rocket fuel propelling this channel forward, enabling us to tear down more walls, expose more truths, and deliver ever more potent knowledge, bombs directly to you. Be counted, be active, be part of the uprising. Subscribe immediately. The most shattering, life-altering realization from this project isn't just the free TV. It's the paradigm shift. You've proven irrefutably that staggering innovation doesn't require corporate labs or vast budgets. It blooms from unleashed creativity and the radical act of reimagining the discarded. This antenna is more than a functional device. It's a devastatingly economical and ecologically sound middle finger to planned obsolescence and predatory subscription models. It offers genuine independence, allowing you to access vital information and entertainment without feeding the machine. Imagine the expressions, the stunned disbelief, the dawning awe, when you show this to friends, family, neighbors, or colleagues. You built what from a sieve? Proving that potent solutions hide in plain sight, waiting to be assembled from the detritus of daily life, is revolutionary. This experience transcends simple construction. It's a forge for your mind. It ignites creative infernos, hones manual skills to a razor's edge, and cultivates an unshakable spirit of innovation. It whispers that you are not just a consumer, you are a creator, an alchemist turning scrap into gold. The satisfaction is profound, visceral, and utterly addictive. You've touched the fundamental forces and bent them to your will. Remember that feeling. Let it fuel your next act of creation. This knowledge is too potent, too liberating to hoard. It demands to be unleashed. If this journey, from rumored Tesla secret to functioning device in your living room, has sparked even a flicker of awe or understanding within you, you have a sacred duty. Share this video. Broadcast it to your friends, blast it to your family, evangelize to your neighbors, and convert your co-workers. Spread this revelation like wildfire. Empower others. Show them the tangible proof that they too can break free, that they can build powerful solutions from the forgotten fragments around them. Encourage them to get their hands dirty, to experience the terrifying thrill of creation, to discover collectively how simple objects can be transmuted into ingenious, practical, and astonishingly economical answers to everyday challenges. Sharing isn't just altruism, it's accelerating the revolution. It builds a global network of empowered individuals, a community resilient against manufactured scarcity. Your share is a beacon, guiding others out of dependence. Do it now. Hit share, choose your platform, ignite the chain reaction. Let's flood the world with proof that ingenuity, not income, is the key. Thank you deeply and sincerely for embarking on this electrifying journey to the very end. Your curiosity and willingness to explore the forbidden is what keeps this flame alive. Now, go. Building, share, empower. The future is handmade.